All right, Shea, excited for this. I'm going to ask you 10 nosy questions about your YouTube channel. You ready for that?
I am ready.
Okay. First question is, what is the number one piece of advice you would give to someone just starting out on YouTube?
Oh my goodness. Okay. I feel like these answers are probably just so generic, but it's just the truth, so I'm going to say it. So starting out, I think everyone says this. You need to focus on your thumbnails, okay? Like just focus on, don't even film the video if you do not have a good thumbnail idea. You have to start with a thumbnail. So that would be the number one advice, and then focus on quality and your audio. You need good audio and good lighting. Again, stupid, boring answers, but still the truth.
I think it's interesting because I know we've talked before and you said that unless you can think of a really good thumbnail, you won't even make the video.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's huge. What is the number one regret you have when it comes to your entire YouTube career?
The number one regret. Oh man, I don't even know. That's a hard question. I feel like I've gone through it all I don't know. I honestly do not even know. I know we had talked about this fairly recently, but maybe just selling myself short in the beginning. I worked with a lot of brands, not a lot of brands. At the beginning, it wasn't a lot, but like I did stuff for free all the time, and I did stuff for like $50, and it was just like so much time and energy, and it's just like this is like free content for people. So it just, it seems like you shouldn't sell yourself short. This takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and you should know your worth, as people say.
Yeah, I love that. What video that you created are you most proud of, and why?
The video, I would say, I have my videos up here, but I feel like, I don't know, I'm just going to say a general video, like a general genre. I love videos that I create that bring in an element of, information and teaching value, but also entertainment. So I have a lot of videos where it's like 8 ways to look hot, or like, ways to look better, and like, or different like style tips and tricks and fashion mistakes and that kind of stuff. So like, there's a lot of videos, but any video where I can bring in humor, and I feel like that's kind of what has set me apart a little bit. Like, I'm not like this runway, like high fashion person. Like my channel is very like style oriented and fashion stuff, but it's just like wearable and like everyday normal style, but it's just, I bring in elements of humor, and I feel like that's just what makes it fun. And I feel like if you can bring in entertainment and value, it's like the perfect recipe. So just, I don't have a specific video, but any video like that.
How much did YouTube pay you for your highest viewed video?
Okay, and so we looked at this, and it was, I didn't know this answer, but I looked it up, and it's 22,000. It's my most viewed video, as you just said. It's I think it was like 8 ways to look prettier or something like that, and it was definitely like an older video. If I went back and watched it now, I'm sure I would be. It's super cringy. Like, it just is cringy, which is fine. Like, you should just embrace your cringiness. Yeah, it was 7 million views. It's up to 7 million views right now, and over the lifetime it was 22,000 that it brought in.
All right. What is your biggest challenge when it comes to YouTube?
As of recently, I think the challenges have probably evolved over time. Before it was kind of like managing, because I worked full time before and I loved my job. I'm like one of those weirdos that really loved my outside job. So that was the juggling it all before, like juggling that with, because I also am a mother. That was like the biggest struggle. Now I don't have my outside job, but I'm still juggling a lot. And so I feel like, I'm trying to, not put all my eggs in one basket, I guess. And YouTube is still, without a doubt, my number one, like that is what's most important to me. I love YouTube, but I now work a lot with Amazon. I'm really growing my Facebook page. I'm doing a lot on Instagram. Like, I think it's just, you want to start out honed in on YouTube if that's your goal. You can't like do everything, but then once you do grow, you do need to kind of like spread your wings and it's just a challenge, but I think it's worth it as well.
Yeah, I think that's something that a lot of people seem to think they need to do at the beginning is be all over the place and
Yeah.
spread themselves and put all their eggs in different baskets at the beginning. But I've even looked at you and said, you didn't do that. You focused 100% on YouTube at the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
At what point did you start to explore other platforms?
Honestly, I don't even feel like it was that long ago.
Yeah.
I feel like it was, I mean, I would say like, I mean, Instagram, I kind of always did. I did it the same. I didn't really focus on it. Like I had an Instagram with my YouTube, but like YouTube, I put all my time and energy into it. Instagram was kind of just on the side. And to be honest, it's still kind of just on the side, but it has grown. And so I still, you know, it's kind of where people can see me every day. But Facebook, I would say in the last 8 months, I started focusing on that. It's actually grown to be bigger than my Instagram, which is weird. But it's like, it's really cool. I really love that. And then Amazon in the last year, I have like a whole Amazon platform and I love it. I go live with Amazon. I'm on their homepage all the time. So yeah, I would say in the last year is when I really started kind of spreading my wings.
And that was like, you know, you were already at what, 800,000 subscribers, 900,000 at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the best path to take is to focus in on one thing until you could get to the point where you can relax a little bit and now spend your energy on other platforms.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Who are your favorite YouTube creators to watch as a viewer?
Oh my goodness. I feel like I don't even watch that much. Well, okay. I feel like I just don't watch like I watch people that are in my genre kind of, but at the same time, I actually don't like to. I haven't really been doing that much in the last year or so, just because I kind of want to be like my own style, you know, like I don't want to be influenced by things they're talking about or doing, you know. I feel like if they do a video, it's like 10 fashion trends of this way, then I'm like, oh, those are the 10 fashion trends. Maybe I should do that. And then I'm like copying them. I don't want to do that either. So I'm subscribed to them, like Busby Style, for instance. You know, I think you even work with her. Like she's a good one. But I watch a lot of just like random things, like cooking, like binging with Babish. Like I do a lot of just not my genre. So
any particular people that are not your genre that you love?
Binging with Babbage. I've been binging him a lot. He's like a fabulous cooking guy. There for a while I was watching David Dobrik, which is so bizarre, and I know there's a whole scandal thing going on there. There's so many scandals going on, which
it's hard to keep track.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's just, and I feel like like people probably would think like, why would I watch David Dobrik? He's like a lot younger than me, but it's entertainment. Like you go to YouTube for literally entertainment. So
yeah. What is the biggest opportunity you got as a result of being on YouTube?
I would say probably my Amazon stuff. Like Amazon for me, like I don't know. I've always loved shopping on Amazon, and I have found some really, really good pieces. And so I started making Amazon videos like a year and a half ago. Honestly, it started out kind of like not as a joke, but I like ordered all this stuff thinking it was gonna be terrible, and then I was like, oh my god, I like really like this stuff. And then I started doing more videos, and now I like work directly with Amazon all the time. Like I said, I go live with them, I'm on their homepage, I like do events with them. So I feel like that's kind of a cool opportunity. I've always loved Nordstrom, and I work with them every single month too. So I feel like that's another cool opportunity. But those are the ones that I guess kind of like stick out in my mind.
How did the Amazon thing come about? Did they reach out to you?
Yeah, they just reached out to me. In fact, the way the email, I remember the email being drafted, or like it was sent to me, it was, I don't know, it just seemed generic to me, even though it wasn't looking back. But I think I deleted it, and I thought it was just like a spam email. And then they like followed up, and I'm like, oh no, this was like this is legit. And then it like went from there.
Yeah. And what do you do with Amazon specifically? You go live on the platform,
right?
I
live stream with them. It's kind of like a home shopping type thing. So I'm constantly ordering a lot of things from fashion, beauty, home, decor, organization. Like I order so much stuff. Like I buy it. And then I mean, if I hate it, I send it back. I test a lot of stuff out, and then I kind of like put together usually about 2 shows per week, and I'll go live and I share everything. Everything's like linked in the carousel, and it's kind of like a QVC type thing, but it's kind of like what my channel is about. Like my channel is me sharing a lot of my favorite things I would recommend. And I don't know, people seem to really like it. At first I was skeptical. I was like, people have a very low attention span, especially with like TikTok. Like, people aren't going to want to watch this. But honestly, it's been like, it's really growing and people are like really into it. And I have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, I mean, QVC, HSN, they've been around forever and people watch that. So this is kind of the same thing. Yeah. What is your number one tip for coming up with new video ideas?
I just have this running list. I've kind of just always had this running list on my computer. I come up with ideas all the time, and I will, like, I've kind of like evolved into, a lot of my videos are like listicle, you know, like top 10 ways to do this or whatever. So I guess I don't really have like a great suggestion. It's just, I'll be doing something. A lot of times it's in the shower, doing my makeup, whatever. And I like think of just interesting things that I could kind of like a list that I could make. I feel like lists, people just want to complete the list. Like they want to get from like one all the way to the end of your list. And I feel like I think of like a cool little hack or tip. And then I'm like, okay, so that's a cool style trick. Let me try to like come up with other things that I could add. I'll do Google searches. I will, I'll read other people's blog posts to like maybe get an idea. Like I definitely brainstorm like other ideas. I invent things myself sometimes. I will watch other videos where like totally irrelevant to my channel, but I could tweak some things to be for my channel, like because a lot of my channel is like women based, and so I'll like, it'll give me like it just sparks ideas. I don't know. I just feel like I don't have a great answer. It's just I get it from like all these other
everywhere.
things.
Yeah. I think that's like with a lot of YouTube creators is that you just find ideas everywhere.
Yeah.
Why do you think people watch your channel?
I think I've been thinking about this recently. I think that they watch my channel because I do offer like recommendations, advice, tips and tricks, and like, you know, they learn something from my videos. I also think I'm more fun. Like I try to like inject, you know, humor and just personality, you know, like and half of me is like kind of being a little comedian kind of person on my videos, but then half of it is also like editing. Like there's also something to be said with like editing with comedic timing and like inserting things to make it funnier. So I feel like people like that element too. So like value and entertainment, but then also, you know, a lot of my fashion advice is just like wearable everyday stuff. There's a lot of other way more stylish and fashionable YouTubers out there. But a lot of things they're suggesting, most people probably wouldn't actually wear like walking down the sidewalk. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they look great, but like people probably wouldn't wear it. And I think all the things I suggest are things people actually would wear. And so maybe that's what draws them also back to my videos.
It's relatable.
Yeah. Yes.
What is your superpower that has contributed to your success?
I feel like I know you, last time I was on your podcast, you asked me that question. I have no idea what I said, but what comes to mind today is I feel like my job, because I worked in human resources for 12 years, and that skill set I had no idea was like building me up for this. But it's just, I feel like my ability to kind of like manage different things, like respond and correspond with brands and negotiate and I don't know. I feel like that job really prepared me for this. I think a lot of creators, especially younger creators, they're like coming out of high school, they're coming out of college, and they really haven't been in the workforce before, and they don't really know how to work with other people. And nothing bad about them, but they're just like learning as they go. Whereas I started this when I don't even know how, I started in 2016. I was like in my 20s, and that superpower hands down has been like really good for my channel.
Yeah. Well, Shea, thank you so much for coming back onto the show. And if anybody doesn't know who you are, where can they find
Yeah.
you?
So my name is Shea Whitney, Shea, like shea butter, and you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Amazon. But yeah, so thank you so much for having me. I always love talking to you.
Awesome. Thanks, Shay. Bye.